Reiko Yonan. I'm a third-generation mixed-race Japanese-American and Assyrian woman. I'm a City College student and CCSF collective member. My maternal grandparents are survivors of the Japanese internment camps during World War II. My mother was the first in her family to put herself through college and went on to spend over 40 years working as a special education teacher in the California public school system before she was forced into early retirement due to quote-unquote budget issues, similar to what we students and faculty are currently facing here at CCSF. College education had always felt completely out of reach for a low-income person like me. The daunting cost of higher education seemed like an impossible barrier. For years, I thought about returning to school but couldn't afford to pay books and tuition and still afford to pay my San Francisco rent. The free City College program in 2017 granted me a second chance at the education I'd always dreamed of. I felt so at home. Taking classes and building community with such an amazing and diverse group of students, I had finally found my place. Free access to classes and facilities for students like us, and by us, I mean BIPOC, LGBT, disabled, and low-income members of the community are integral in the accessibility of higher education. Which brings us to the issue of the proposed 600-plus layoffs and cuts to essential community programs like ethnic studies, LGBT and women and gender studies, ESL classes, and programs for students with disabilities. Make no mistake, the cuts happening here at CCSF are a race issue and they are a class issue. It's time for all of us to stand in solidarity with one another to take back our education. We cannot let the Board of Trustees at this school continue to make decisions that hurt the most marginalized members of our community. We cannot allow them to erase our histories and our stories. This is white supremacy at work. It's scary and exhausting to be a person of color in this country, and I want to encourage people not to buy into the model minority myth or any other divisive tools and tactics of white supremacy. Calls for extra policing in the face of anti-Asian violence are bullshit. They do nothing but disproportionately harm Black and brown communities. We need to instead uplift and amplify the voices of our BIPOC brothers and sisters and look out for one another to help keep us all safe. We keep us safe. It is important now more than ever for us to abolish and defund the police and fight for free education for all. That money belongs in our public education systems. Our free community college resolution passed through the SSCCC in March.
That we stand on the front lines, and it's beautiful to see each and every one of y'all faces, man. But I've been able to speak on these steps before, and there were fewer people and more people. We really need to see this whole city come out for some stuff like this. Because if you know my organization, Us for Us, you know, our main priority is young people. Yeah, I got ages 8 to 88 part of my organization. So each and every one of you are welcome. You can follow us, the number 4 US.Bay Area on Instagram. But we really support the young people, you know, and what they're trying to do, I feel is a direct attack on the youth of our city. It's a direct, I'm talking about, it makes me so sad. I'm gonna get to that, Comrade Malik. I know I got a few minutes. I can talk all day and all night, to be honest, especially about something like this. You know, my Comrade Malik from the National Black Newspaper told me to speak about the school-to-prison pipeline, which I'm very familiar with, unfortunately, but fortunately, because I went through that journey, so you, and my nephew back here don't have to go through that. See, I did 120 months in federal prison. And for some of y'all who didn't go to class, that's 10 years. 10 years straight, because, you know, I made some mistakes in my life. But when I came home from doing that 10 years, you know who was there for me? City College. City College was there for me. You understand what I'm saying? And the same thing with my young homie right here who just came home, who had some aspirations to take some classes, to do some things, to better his life, to better our lives. And where they want us to do that, they want us to go to San Mateo or Oakland or somewhere else. Much love to them, but this is our city. People come to San Francisco for things like that. for the access to education, and we need that. That is the absolute last thing that should be cut, especially when they got money for it. They got the money for it. They just don't want to give it to the people. They want to line their gritty pockets with it. They want to line their gritty pockets with it. With them high salaries they get in for doing what? For misleading and mistreating the people. Why are we paying these people to mistreat and mislead the people? We can't let that happen. So we have to continue, as cold as it is, as windy as it is, as tired as you are. Because I got a job too. I got a job, a couple businesses. I got a bunch of hard-headed nephews I got to deal with. But it was imperative that I came here today so you can hear my voice, so you can understand. So whoever's watching this, wherever you at, if you're making some decisions, you hearing it from a San Francisco native. I'm 42 years old. I'm not no little kid who don't know what I'm talking about or what's going on. I've been shot 5 times. I've been through some things in this city. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm talking about. I'm on the streets every day, all day, in every community. I'm blessed to be one of those individuals that can travel around and do those type of things. Everybody can't do that, but I can. So I'm on the streets with the people. That's why y'all might have to forgive us. After this, we might have to leave because we just came from feeding the less fortunate down here right in the Mission. Because anytime I go somewhere and speak or present my presence, I make sure that I do a community service either before or after. It's very important to do that. So don't just leave here, say something nice to somebody, because we know we got some people that's sleeping on the streets and it's cold right here close to us. We know the Lord's Park, full of them. You know what I mean? And so it's very important that we stay focused on that. We let the people know who are making the decisions at CCSF that we know the money is available. Whoever the case, London Breed, the supervisors, whoever, however, and I know all them people. I'm not that smart, but I got a lot of heart. You know what I'm talking about? You can use that too. I know you like that. I'm not that smart, but I got a lot of heart. And my heart is for the people. And CCSF is for the people. Now, real quick, let me talk about this. Stop Asian hate and all of this. We already know. You check my track record. It's always been with me. Like I said before, I'm born and raised in San Francisco. All my life, I've had Asian friends. I don't even know what they talk. I'm looking for a Filipino girlfriend right now. You talking about? But that, you know, I've been blessed to stand with the Asians with attitudes. I've been blessed to speak at rallies at City Hall and everything. And I've condemned it even to all my little young homies. You know what I'm saying? All the little brothers who may be perpetrating this because they're being misled, like the brother said, from white supremacy. We are brothers and sisters in the same struggle. In the same struggle against oppression of all natures. And to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, the same with you, because I'm going to tell you, if you poor white, you might as well be black. Because rich people don't care about none of us. Don't care about none of us. Feel me? Until I get rich, then I'm going to care about you. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? But it's a serious issue. We got to stop it. I do not like having my elders in fear of any color, of any type. Any young lady.
Born from Save Cantonese CCSF. So maybe not.
Sorry, I'm wearing high heels. I'm a little slower. Make some noise! Yeah! Thank you so much, everyone. I'm here on behalf of the Save Cantonese at City College Department. In the 1960s, Cantonese classes were established by Professor Gordon Liu, who served as a coordinator of the Chinese program, as well as the department chair at the Foreign Languages Department at CCSF. These classes have been around for more than 55 years, and in the fall, 100% of Cantonese classes will be canceled if we don't do something about it. When I heard that the Cantonese program was going to be defunded permanently, my heart dropped. As a doula and birth worker in the immigrant community in San Francisco, these Cantonese classes were not only a way for me to connect with my heritage, but also to connect with the families here that I work with. Being able to understand families at their most vulnerable time creates safe spaces for people to learn and grow.
For how they failed us, right? And Mumia understood that very well. Just another reason why I really admire them. I want you to look around.
I know. This was not planned. Like, I was texting me and I'm like, I was getting one day at a time.
I really like this